They said it was impossible. They said, you can't put together the most elite team of comic book reviewers on the planet and do, a podcast or something like that. Despite all that, today we can proudly announce. Yeah, they were right. We couldn't do it. So instead, we brought you the most vile, ignorant, unprofessional group of comic book enthusiasts we could find. This is Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic podcast. Yes, welcome one, welcome all. All the P2 peons out there listening. Welcome to Panel to Panel. My name is Josh. I'm here today with Adam.
Hero. Hello.
Okay, Kim Jong Adam. We're gonna continue our series on the House of X / Powers of X. And before we get into that, though, if you want to check out all of our other stuff, all of our other podcasts and whatnot, you can go to GameRageMagazine.com. You can follow us on Game Rage at Game Rage Magazine on Instagram and TikTok, and you can follow us on at Game Rage Mag on Twitter /X. Also, if you want to hear all the latest in music news and whatnot, you can follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official.
True story.
For all that stuff. So
true story.
All right, now that that's out of the way, let's get into it. Let's get into it, baby.
Fuck yeah. Powers of Sex, number 3.
Powers of Sex, issue number 3. And speaking of sex, we see literally a giant fucking anus of a fucking I don't know, who the fuck is this supposed to be? Is this?
I think it's a sentinel, judging by what it looks to be wiring or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We see a sentinel's butthole at the top of this fucking page, and we see, funnily enough, who is this? Cardinal and Rasputin in a Star Wars-esque.
I was just about to say the same fucking thing. I was just about to say the same goddamn thing. Very, very New Hope-ish.
Yeah, it's super New Hope-ish, and there's another sentinel in the background, fucking ready to just fucking clock their shit in.
Fuck yeah,
with the fist.
It's a great cover.
It is an excellent cover, man. I have to say, it is
the coloring, the poses, the nod to Star Wars. Then you have the sentinel in the background ready to fucking cock his fist to. Well, who the fuck knows what he's going to do to them, but they're not in a favorable position. But we're revisiting once more, presumably, these two characters, Cardinal. And that's how you know you're an NPC, dude, is when you're so avoidant that you're named Cardinal as if as every other character that a person that came out from the protocols that was passive, the passive route or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man.
Fucking A, man. Anyways, so we get into this first page here. I am immortal and I have no end.
Apocalypse.
Fucking apocalypse. What a great statement. What a way. Set the tone, boys.
Set the tone, boys.
So now we show up on X to the second, or if you follow the Sony movies, X2, the X-Men Year 100, the Temple of Concordance, the Church of Ascendancy. And you got, is this a named character, or is this just some fucking random?
I don't know. It's probably Nimrod the Greater or some shit at this point. I don't remember exactly.
It's just this dickhead priest in one of these churches saying basically that all humans are slaves. And we just remember, if we remember about their fallen nature, our fallen nature, and accept their dominance, that one can truly understand the message of our masters, hear the words. And it's this guy who's like he's like a robot fucking dude.
Very interesting garments. And then you have this weird orb thing.
That's the thing that was in the last, what is this? This is like the little thing that's the phalanx or whatever.
Yeah. Or like that they called upon them or whatever for ascendancy.
Right. Yeah. So this guy's out here telling everybody to reject their humanity, and you have to reject all of the human heretics who believe that mankind can improve on our flawed design. Like, we designed you, motherfucker. So talking about how humans have become genetic manipulators, and free thinkers would want everyone to believe that your fate is your own. You're your own master of your own fate, right? And you're not the great machines of change, but they're wrong. And he's like, watch, I'll show you change. And he's got this baby, these I don't know if there are other robot like guys like this, but they're kneeling in front of him in a very, this is very Catholic Church reminiscent.
Yeah, notice the coloring for the symbols, the hanging from the rafters, the flags are like very, very Nazi regime-esque.
Yeah, it's very red background, black symbol.
Red, white, black.
Yeah, very, very symbol here. And then so he's going to show you evolution. And so this little fucking orb thing lasers this baby in the fucking eyeball. And the baby's like crying and shit. And he's just saying, oh no, truth is the pain. Or my truth is pain, and truth isn't even the worst of it. And so now this baby's like half techno-organic, and man, that just looks like it sucks. That just looks like all manner of suctitude right there. And so he's just saying that basically what follows is true pain. What follows that is living with this dichotomy of knowing that there is something perfect inside of you, but your flawed shell can't fucking handle it, essentially. And that you'll never be that perfection. Like, God, what a mind fuck that is, man.
From something that is of artificial intelligence or robotics, telling that humanity is a flawed fucking design.
Yeah.
And the only way to even get remotely close is that you have these cybernetic prosthetics or whatever the fuck it is, appendages added on to make you complete.
Right. Yeah. And it still won't even fucking help, basically. No. It's not even enough. And so this thing's going on to say that this is what the real worshiping has taught us is it's better to serve in heaven than rule in human hell. And that is a very fucking Catholic Church statement right there. Like that's a very, it's much better to have a master and be in heaven than it is to be a ruler in hell. Like
to be in the grace of God, which I guess is the robotic or the Sentinel.
Yeah, the Sentinel fucking
the Nimrod
race, whatever they are. And to say that too is also, man, says you. What do you mean? I'd much rather be free and living in hell than be a slave in heaven.
Ass.
Like, yeah, suck my ass.
Yeah,
Nimrod.
I guess the garments could possibly, they could be alluding to the Pope or the Cardinals and all their weird shit that they wear. I mean, it is very Catholic Church.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it when I was reading it. I was like, oh man, this is very Catholic Church-esque right here. They need the guy with the little smoke thing fucking walking around in the background. Like that would be fucking great. But anyways, so then now we get to this explosion happens in their little square. And behold, in front of us, we've got
Zorn.
Yeah, Zorn. Wait, is this Rasputin, Cardinal, and then is this Magneto?
It is Magneto, but right. I can't remember why, but his garments are green, I think, as a side effect of being on crack. But I don't remember what the explanation for that, like how that happened or whatever. Yeah. But anyways, hopefully that explains it later.
Yeah, hopefully it will. So then you got Zorn coming in here. He says some funny lines in this fucking issue. So he says, oh, you would think with my nihilist bent, I would have some small affinity for human apocrypha. But look at me on a suicide mission facing sweet oblivion and sure of only one thing. I had hoped for more from humanity, a little more pride, a little more grace. And then fucking Rasputin's like, oh, yep, here they are in all their fucking glory. And then we see the burning square or whatever in the foreground. And then now it gets to the little infographics or whatever. And it's surviving soul mutants. And we've got this
image with some symbols on it. It's like a person symbol, and it's Krakoan, right?
Yeah.
And then it's Apocalypse, which is, Ensaba Nur, mutant, external. And then underneath him, you have essentially it's the 4 horsemen. And you've got War, which is Wolverine, Death, which is Zorn, Pestilence, which is North, which is Dane/Frost. And then you've got Famine, which is Krakoa /Cypher, the
half human,
half
Krakoa,
half environment. I don't know. Half realm. I mean, shit, what
elemental being, whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Yeah. So then you got them, and then it pops on to another thing where it's got Rasputin, Cardinal, and then Percival and Syllable, which are dead.
Right.
And so it's got these 2 left, Rasputin and Cardinal, and then underneath them is Mother, which is Akaba, which I don't. That's Apocalypse's. I think that's his wife. Oh, okay. So then now we get back into it, and we have inside of the, I don't know, what is this, like the headquarters or whatever of Nimrod.
The Church of the Ascendancy is on fire.
Yeah, it's is this chicken?
Karima.
All right, yeah, Karima. So she's this robot lady's talking about the Church of Ascendancy is on fire, and fucking Nimrod is he's also hilarious too.
The graphic, I gotta say, this layout right here with Karima looking out the windows, and you got these orbs, and then you have Nimrod who's got all these schematics and shit everywhere. This is very fucking beautiful, dude.
Yeah, it really is. They did a hell of a job. It's a, like, someone thought of this and translated that thought into fucking, and it wasn't just one person. It was the artist,
RB Silva, the penciler, and then Gracia and his partner that were the colors, man.
The colors pop. It's like the image is beautiful, but it's like you need both of them. Otherwise, if it was just black and white, this wouldn't hit as hard. But if the colors were wrong, it wouldn't fucking hit as hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
I only wish that there was a joke from Blade Runner 2049. Enhance.
And so Nimrod's saying, like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm disassembling the variables of our recent incursion, and I can't be bothered with these humans. I don't got time for this today. And he's like, you know what? Just let it burn. Yeah, you know what? Go ahead. Yeah, let's do that. It's been far too long since we made fire and ash of the humans anyway, which is fucking great. And so then she's like, the feed from the human response team is saying it's mutants. The city has retasked all available Sentinel brigades to intercept. And then Nimrod's like, God damn it. Like, fuck, why would the mutants attack their own fucking church? Mm-hmm. He's like, they always sought to free the humans in some hope that together maybe they'll overcome, the inevitability of me, Nimrod, the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And she's basically saying about, like, I don't think there's any common ground between them left, between mutants and humans. Oh, I've been around these fuck boys, and there ain't nothing there. Cohabitation's dead. They use the same word. This is actually a very fucking great use of language right here with what she's saying. Is they use the same words, but they don't actually speak the same language anymore. Man, that, like, painting a fucking picture in your mind of what that is with just a limited number of words. God damn, that's beautiful right there.
Yeah, I mean, there was things that we talked about, I think, in Powers of or House of X about language dictating the culture of a community or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And that at this point, neither Homo sapiens or Homo superior are on the same page. They're on divergent paths at this point.
Yeah, basically. And so then, of course, Nimrod rolling back in with the comedy. He's like, oh, what a tragedy. What a pity. Oh, man, no wonder I can't sleep at night. Like, and then she fucking has to tell him, we don't sleep, like, at all. So I don't understand what you're saying. Like, That's actually what the mutants think that's wrong with us, is that we don't dream. And then Nimrod said, what good are dreams? All of theirs are basically just as extinct as they are. Oh, so fucking good.
Dude. I mean, I don't know if that's an allusion to a book or, I mean, there's a song about it.
About extinction?
No, about robots, like something electric sheep. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, I think I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's damn.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, you need to look that up. Well, while you're doing that, I'll continue on. But I guess I'll just wait. But yeah, electric. It's like electric sheep. It's something about
dream electric sheep.
It's like, yeah. It's the robots dreaming.
Do androids dream of electric sheep? It's a science fiction novel. So
there you go. That's right. All right.
Maybe, I don't know. Do you think it's a stretch that it's kind of making an allusion to?
No, I don't think it's a stretch at all.
That subject, because they are talking about, well, at least he's an android. So
yeah, I don't think it's a stretch. I think that's probably exactly what they're alluding to.
Yeah, fucking Jonathan Hickman, man. Thinking of the Galaxy Brain Plays.
Just that shit from the last issue with
Operation Paperclip. And
all that, and then that whole fucking diatribe about the type fucking the civilizations and the whole thing with the phalanxes and all this shit. Man, that is some fucking galaxy brain shit, man. I'll never be smart enough to figure that shit.
Fuck, I don't even know how he made it cohesive to even write an original story with all that shit, dude.
Yeah, and then relate it to the X-Men somehow.
Fucking X-Men.
Crazy. So then we got them just standing there. They're just staring at each other. Nimrod's like, the fuck? All these little beeps are going off. These little triangle exclamation marks.
The fact that they wasted 2 panels to build up the non-communication Beat had, and he's just like, what?
He's like, what? And then that look on his face too.
Yeah.
And then
there's so much personality for something that's
not human. Yeah. And then she's just like, their inconsistency of action bothers me. We should investigate this. And he's like, oh my God. He's like, that's the whole reason they're flawed. And he's like, it's not unreasonable given what we're talking about, or, you know, some other agenda we don't know about. Either way, I'm not going. I don't give a shit. Have at it, basically. And so she's just like, oh, suit yourself, and just launches off. That's a cool fucking like scene here.
It's a great pose, and also
so good,
that blue streak that comes out. It looks good.
It does look so good. And then also just the fire of the shit that's going on in the background in there. It's so cool.
Man, the layouts for these comic books, man, it's so easy to tell where to look for. It's like your eyes are being cued where to go. So succinctly or efficiently put.
Yeah. Minimal effort on our part, because we're so dumb. We have to be cued where to look next. All right.
True story.
And then there's Nimrod just looking about after she says suit yourself, and he's like, oh wow, I will do, good buddy. And then we get into Cardinal fucking stabbing a guy, which you're like, hey, wait a minute, I thought he was a fucking pacifist now. And then
overriding his programming to some degree, I suppose, because he was mostly avoidant or passive.
Yeah, he was bred to be that way.
Yeah.
And so then this guy's like, why are you stabbing me with this fucking rapier, you son of a bitch? And so then he says, Cardinal tells him, like, I'm a pacifist that's just been pushed to the brink. Even for people like me, there comes a time when a point must be made. So he explains, so today I ate a terminal apocalypse seed to overcome my genetic predisposition to nonviolence. Shit.
I don't remember this part. Well, I mean, it's been a while since I read, but
you know,
to override his own programming, his own genetic programming, I suppose.
Yeah, and he says, but I choose my end over yours any day.
Fuck yeah.
So then he says, you betray your own for what? The favor of those who find contempt in our very existence. And just this pose of him, like, it's that unguard pose, but he's already stabbed the guy. And like his sword is fucking in him still.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just looking down on him, fucking just talking shit. It's just like again, as you said, the homo superior is being fucking superior right now. And so then this guy's like, I did it for the Rock.
I did it for the Rock.
I did it for the great machine. Who is our better? he does it. I do it for my God, right? And then he hears like this scream, and then Cardinal's like, huh? And then he says, "See God, mutant." And then she is here now. And then fucking it's what's her name? Karima. Just fucking floating with all
Showed up with all these
big ass sentinels ready to fucking wreck ass. And so now this is where fucking Zorn starts with the comedy. Oh, finally, sweet annihilation. I've waited so long for this day to arrive. And then fucking Rasputin just basically ignores them, and she's like, "Hey, they got all of them. They brought everybody. We need to hold them off, Zorn. Distract them."
Sweet annihilation.
And then it goes to this panel where you've got basically Wolverine Apocalypse and the fucking Cypher Krakoa hybrid in some, I don't know, fucking
some database area, like some server storage area.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool the way that they like transition this scene by having her continue dialogue in this box right here, implying like if this was in film, the scene has transitioned and her voice is echoing as the scene is transitioned into like we have to buy time for the others. Yeah, and then it shows it like,
and then it shows it, dude.
Yeah, that is just so fucking good.
Effective storytelling. It's so good.
And so then now we've got Apocalypse, and he's basically saying, "I am older than even the idea of machines. In that time, I have changed, but the smell of Thebes never has. There is death here." So now he's talking about his like Egyptian fucking back in the day times. And then Wolverine's just like, "Ah, yeah, you haven't been here in a while. That's how the whole place smells now, or the whole planet smells. How long is this going to take and to find what we need, kid?" And then it's the fucking Cypher / Krakoa thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not long. Thanks to our earlier sacrifice, I know where to look in the archives to find out when Nimrod came online. And so that was a callback to that little data piece that they got for Apocalypse back, 2 issues ago?
Yeah.
And now we know, okay, what that was for.
Yeah. And so Cypher is able to understand any language. So I guess that also implies like technopathy, that he would able to be like read machine language or whatever is going on here. Because if they're able to get the information very quickly, it's because Cypher or the shell case of Cypher with Krakoa, they're able to like infiltrate the mainframe of this whole thing going on. So
right, yeah. So then we go back to Nimrod, and he's standing in this fucking like that whole hologram room or whatever with all this shit around him. And then he gets all these alerts. It's kind of cool the way they did this. It's like, it's so perfectly angled, man. It makes you feel like this is in 3D space the way they do it.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's really fucking good. And then he pulls up the image of there's old boy Wolverine and Apocalypse and Cypher, and he's like, what's this? And he looks and he says, here's the other agenda we were talking about that we didn't know. All right.
Good buddy Apocalypse in his eyesight.
And he's just basically does the old Kai and Tai. Indeed. And then it clicks back to them in this little thing, and Cypher / Krakoa is like, "Oh, fuck yeah, we got this." And he pulls out this little crystal. I don't know, it's like a data crystal or something like looking type thing.
Who the fuck knows?
And then they're basically like, "Hey, all right, cool, let's get the fuck up out of here." And then here goes Wolverine. Hold up. Wait. And he starts sniffing the air, and he's like, something's not right with this shit. And then he's like, shit. And then just literally
obliterated,
red electricity and just destruction.
Blood, spit, and ass everywhere.
Everything. And then he just yells, "Arg." It's like Charlie Brown when he gets the football pulled from him. Yeah. Like fucking, that's exactly what just happened to Wolverine.
God damn.
Except with lightning. And here is old boy fucking Nimrod just rolling in. Wolverine's basically just fucking burnt to a crisp and just fucked as hell. He says, interesting that I find you here. There's nothing in this sector except old data and machine lore. I wonder, what is it you could be looking for? And
Well,
That's fucking Rasputin, right?
fucking dead.
Dead. Stay back. And this is what's her name? Rasputin. Fucking just like over his dead body, telling them get back. And Karima's like, I just got word. Seems Nimrod knew what was going on. Oh, he found your buddies, and he's dealing with them right now. So don't you worry. Your little distraction will serve no other greater purpose than being an inconvenience to me and an end to you. And so fucking Rasputin fucking, you know, with her sweet ass fire lightsaber, whatever the fuck this is. She's like, yeah, well, here's an inconvenience. This guy right here, he's got a singularity in his head. And if I take off his mask, then all of this is going to be gone in an instant. So I'm not going to tell you, stay back again. And then fucking, of course, Zorn's like, no, come closer. This is the ending I've always wanted. Please do it. Please do it. And so Karima's like, oh, a singularity, huh? I don't think you'll do it, bitch. You don't have the balls. And she's like, besides, do you have any idea what lies at the heart of a real black hole? I'll give you a hint. It's where we're headed. It's where we're all fucking headed. And she says, you know what? You're right. I don't know. And then she fucking pulls off his mask and he's smiling like ear to ear, like Joker fucking smiling. And Karima's like, no. And she says, so let's find out. And boom, the black hole fucking singularity occurs.
Yep.
And then what's his name? Apocalypse is basically fighting fucking Nimrod. And he says, here, take this. You know what to do with it. Wolverine is fucked up beyond all repair.
Oh, yeah.
His healing is not like...
And you can see the adamantium above his skull, or
Oh, yeah.
his adamantium casing along his skeletal figure. It's like it's protruding out, or it's out there.
Yeah, indicating he has more problems than he needs to deal with.
His arms like regenerating.
Yeah, it's currently regenerating, but it's like, fuck, there's so much we have to regenerate. Like,
oh man.
So then he says, nah, you go. I'll take care of this. And so then Apocalypse looks at him and goes like, man, if you can see what you look like right now, you know that's a stupid ass idea. Just get the fuck out of here. I'll be right behind you. And then old boy Cypher Krakoa opens up a fucking portal back to the homeland. And now there's 3 Nimrods
Fantastic.
showing up here. So now there's some problems going on here. And Wolverine's just like, oh yeah, you can see it in his fucking whole body. It's all like just fucking
oh man, he's fucked.
He's fucked as hell. So then now he's jumping back into the portal, and the Nimrods are basically Apocalypse, the mutant immortal, and they start throwing down.
There's motion blur to signify he's being hurled into the fucking ground.
Yeah, which is fucking cool as shit, man. I wonder, like, it's crazy how you draw that too. Like, you know, I wonder if there's like a digital effect that they add to it to make it happen or whatever. And then Wolverine's basically back in Krakoa in the upside down because he's fucking upside down or whatever. And then Nimrod's just beating Apocalypse's ass.
Older than the world, than one of the Nimrods says, talking about how this motherfucker's been around for a hot minute.
A hot minute and a half. And we got Wolverine back on Krakoa, seeing the sarcophagus, staring at it, and then goes back to Nimrod, the fittest of all.
If there were ever a mutant to survive even these times, then it would arguably be Apocalypse.
Yeah, indeed. And so he says, how sad this must be. And then Apocalypse fucking crushes the skull of one of the Nimrods. And the other Nimrods grab his fucking head. And he says, to know that natural selection has brought you here.
Fucking A, man. The thing that he covets the most, or that he spouses the most about natural selection, and now he is being selected.
Indeed. And so Wolverine opens up the sarcophagus, and who's inside? Fucking Moira fucking McTaggart. And he says, wake up, Moira. I have it. And he tells her Apocalypse knew his body's healing in a much better state of healing now. He says Apocalypse knew we might be on a clock, so he created some kind of way to force feed the information you'd need into your mind. Hold still. And so he fucking just shoves this into her like some chest thing.
Yeah.
And she's just like, "Ah!" and gets all this info fucking force fed. Got it? And she's like, yep. What now? He says, well, if we succeeded, the old man said to send you on your way because there's nothing left to save here.
So now all that information that is gathered within the Moira, the Apocalypse version of Moira, then now all that information has now been harvested.
Yeah, and now it's part of her. So when she
comes back,
she'll have it. And so he says, I'm sorry. And so it has that little sound effect for him with his claws coming out.
Snicket.
Yeah, and she's like, it's okay. I have what I need now. And this is what you do. And Wolverine just fucking eviscerates her.
Yep.
Fucking straight murders her. So that way she can die. And then it says on a little panel, so ended the 9th life of Moira X. And remember, she only has 11, right?
Potentially 11.
That they saw.
Yeah, so that, the 10th life would technically be the last, but there's possibly an 11th if she plays her cards right.
Right, yeah.
So then the 10th is probably her last.
Yeah. So then it says, there's a little quote at the end here, and should forever end, let me die in battle, surrounded by my fallen enemies with blood on my sword. Apocalypse. Seemingly how he fucking went out.
Yeah, so mighty juxtaposition there to start with the issue that Apocalypse is immortal, and then to have him die at the very end.
Yeah, it is an interesting juxtaposition. Let me see what we're at for time here. Man, we blew through that one. That one was I feel like that one was a little shorter. But yeah, we only got 30 minutes out of that. So should we fucking try to go into the next one and just do this as one episode, or should we cut it here and do a second episode?
I don't know.
I feel like since we've been doing
stick to
what we've been doing, we'll just cut it. Because I mean, unless you have any more that you want to add about this in general, or I don't know. I don't think you can go on for 30 minutes, but like, you know.
I mean, what did you think about the issue itself?
So this issue was I thought it was really great. I thought the artwork, I thought the amount of story that they told in such a limited space here was quite excellent. And it really, now we've seen the Apocalypse version of Moira, right? So we've seen now what she has seen. Well, not what she's seen, because she has some information that will probably be revealed later. But now we see when she was saying even the Apocalypse version of me, which when I thought that was the only fucking left thing to do was to defeat them, was to join up with Apocalypse, even that failed. So now having to go through all these iterations of herself to convince Magneto and Charles, there's only one fucking way to do this that we haven't tried yet. And it's you two actually like doing this shit to like being this for real.
Getting on the same page.
Like for real. Not like bullshit like the other times, but for real. And so that was really cool to see. I think that, I mean, yeah, it was cool to see that character development of Cardinal where he got pushed to the point of just deleting his pacifism, basically. But then this is that version of them. So it's like, but then he died in this version. He does that, but then it's like, well, he dies. Now he's dead. So, I mean, noble sacrifice. But again, basically they lose at the end of this thing, even though they got some information out, they still lose. And that's kind of crazy to think about how they're completing a mission that will hopefully affect a different timeline that they're also in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's some Matrix shit. Cause you know, in the Matrix, when the architect is talking to Neo, he's like, this is technically the 7th iteration of the Matrix.
Yeah.
And I don't see why this would be any different, that you will succeed as the savior of these people or whatever. And it's like the same thing with the X-Men. This is the 9th try that they've had about getting timelines right so that the X-Men can prosper and thrive. But this is the 9th time that they have failed. So all the other things that have prefaced this are now coming to a head with the potential 10th life of Moira McTaggart, and maybe they'll get it fucking right, but you can't even you're not even entirely sure because nothing's gone right for the fucking X-Men to this point. Shit, man. I actually don't know that much about Zorn themselves, but just the amount of character that's displayed within these 36 pages, seemingly, I'm just like, man, this is fucking great. It kind of reminds me of Armageddon when Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, he's just like a negative Nelly about everything.
He's like, all right, we got first class seats to the end of the world.
Fuck yeah, man! Like
that type of humor with Zorn, dude. That shit was great, and I think the part about humanity just kind of being subservient to machine, that shit kind of sucks because at one point they were the upper hand because Bolivar Trask made the Sentinels and everything, but we were essentially the top dog for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
And then we went from top dog to bottom bitches real fucking quick. And the mutants are like, you guys could have been all right if you just, if we could have changed your perspective of ourselves and what you guys considered us as a threat and what you had to do. You ended up becoming part of the machine as part of your endeavor to get rid of us. Like, if only you just saw us as equals and we could have coexisted, then this never would have fucking happened. But I don't know, man. That's kind of the nature of the beast when you fucking go down that path of like self-preservation for humans and shit.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, but
true story. And honestly, that he kind of, Zorn is kind of like coming to be like a Deadpool-esque type character.
Apparently, I mean, I guess,
it feels like that. And I don't know. I mean, he's kind of a smart ass. He's kind of a fucking, maybe that's a bad comparison. Maybe that's an unfair comparison because I think he is different than Deadpool, obviously, but that's a character that I'd like to see explored. I mean, I don't know. He doesn't get his own fucking books or anything. But
I don't imagine he does because I'm not really that familiar with the character. But just the few instances that we've seen of him, it does make me want to read about him. But I have a feeling he's probably in one of those other X-Men related books where he's not the main star, but he's in a cast of characters, and you probably get as much of him as you would in this particular comic book. But yeah, what an unfortunate thing to have him have him explode into a singularity or black hole. But I mean, shit, if there was a way to go out, man, that is a fucking hell of a way to go out.
He's like, oh, thank God. He's like, I finally got what I always wanted. Death. Sweet release of death.
Shit, man, I hope I have that sense of humor when I fucking die.
Oh yeah, that'd be sweet.
I gotta pee real quick.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Well, I'll just end the episode because you got anything else?
No, I think this is another knockout issue from the whole team of Powers of X, and shit, man. I mean, at this point, once we read House of X, the next issue or the next episode we're going to be making, we're officially at the halfway point. So it's gonna be bittersweet when all this shit ends, dude.
It is. And just as a trivia note, Zorn is a DLC skin for Magneto in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. So you can play Zorn in that fucking game, apparently.
Oh, great. That's something that was released, 10 or 15 years ago?
If you want to see more Zorn content, that's, I mean, we can get into it.
Fuck yeah, Zorn.
I wish they would make a Zorn comic. That'd be great.
Shit, man. What a treat to read these comic books once more. And because I've actually forgotten a lot of this. I actually didn't read these 2 issues again. Yeah. So it was nice being surprised by some of the things again. So I don't have anything else.
Yeah, and then just real quick, I was looking at the Hulk stuff, what is it? That Ultimate, what was the fuck?
Immortal
Hulk. Man, I think I do want to read that.
It's good.
It looks.
It's good,
I
yeah.
just saw a little couple snippets of things. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's gold. I need to read. We need to read this.
Yeah.
But Daredevil's next after this, and
all
then
right, cool.
and then we'll do. We need to do Immortal Hulk though as the third one. But anyways, all right.
That one's good because that one just there's no crossover events or anything like that. So it's just the 50. I think there's one extra issue, which is like issue 0 or some shit, and some extra stories. But I don't know how much they add. But if you stick to mostly the 50 issues, I mean, you get everything you need.
Yeah, I got you. All right, cool. All right, I'll end the episode. So, anyways, all right. Well, you can go follow us at Game Rage Magazine on Instagram and TikTok. Go to our website, GameRageMagazine.com, for more multitudes of different podcasts that we offer. And that's pretty much the end of it. So thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you on the next one.
That was Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic book podcast. Thanks for listening. If you want to know more and follow along, go to Instagram and TikTok. Follow at Game Rage Magazine. If you want to follow on Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Tune in next time.